I'm so excited. Hello there. Oh my God, I'm so glad I caught you live. I hate that I missed the last one. Well, Liz, I am glad that you are here. I haven't seen you in forever. How have you been? I'm excited that you were able to get on here. And I hope that tonight's info is helpful. Now, the last live, it is on my channel. So you can go look at it at any time and get those gems that were dropped in there. So usually I have us come in on the live and share rate our day 1 through 10, but I want everybody to share one win, big or small, from today. If it's been the worst day ever, you were breathing, or you are still breathing, and that is a big win. So as the live gets started and more lashpreneurs get in here, go ahead and let me know what was one big win, big or small win, that you had today. I gave it a like because I know already it's going to be good. And yes, girl, you know I Oh, yay. Well, I'm glad that you have confidence in what it is that I'm going to share. And I'm glad that you caught the other live as well. It was really cool, as you can see. I hope that it was helpful for you. Okay, 7:02. We're going to give everybody just another hot, quick second to get in here. Now, I can't see who's in here if you don't comment, so we can't engage if you don't say anything. So go ahead. Hello, Kamisha. Go ahead and let me know what was one win, big or small, that you had today. It doesn't have to be Lash business related. Just give us a win. If it was I made it through the day, I am breathing, that is a win. It's a 10 for me. Waking up in good health with my family is a huge blessing. Absolutely. You know, the small things like that, well, they aren't small, but the things like that really keep you in a space of gratitude, because all of the other stuff that we do is extra. The businesses are extra. The simple things like our health, our family, those are what's most important. Hey y'all, I see there are some more people in here. I can't see who is in here until you comment. And we always start the lives off by talking about we do something interactive. So give me one win that you had today, big or small. And in just a second, we're gonna go ahead and dive into the good things of this live. Tell us your tea. Well, I am the tea, honey. I am Tea the brand. Fellow lash artist and lash marketing educator. I help lash artists learn to market their lash businesses, because marketing is what grows clientele. And I do that by helping lashpreneurs understand their target audience, create content that connects with their target audience, and get booked consistently with a marketing strategy. So that's all the tea that I got. And that's that on that. I'm waiting on another win. Somebody else share with us another win, and we're going to get started. What was your win for today? My win for today was finally getting some decor for my lash suite. Shout out to my husband for making it happen. But the Powerhouse Lash Haven is now about to look like a lash haven and not just a room with a lash bed and a light in it. So I am super excited about that. That feels like a huge win to finally be able to, you know, spice the place up. So I'm excited about that. Looking forward to that. Okay, I don't see any other wins coming through. Shout out to him. He's definitely a great husband. He is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive into it. Get into tonight's topic for the live. If you guys share your win at some point, it's totally fine. Share with me one thing. It's really more so share with you or share with us one thing, one win that you had. And that's so that we get in the habit of gratitude and congratulating ourselves and celebrating ourselves, because as lash artists, business owners, baby, it'll take you down. And we got to make sure that we are celebrating as much as we are being taken down. I completed all my presentations at work today and having much more patience with everyone. We love it for you. I'm so happy. I'm new, so I don't know what's going on here. Just what all we got right now is talking about the wins that we've had for today. And now we're about to go ahead and get into what we came here for. And I am going to share you. No, ma'am, we don't want none of your tea. You don't have to share any tea with us. You are underage, sweetheart. And if you don't want to learn about lash marketing, you should find you another live to go to, okay? But please keep your tea, whatever it may be. Okay, so me too. I am new here. Okay, great. So let's get into it. So tonight's live topic is on 3 things that you should be doing in your lash content to connect with and attract your target audience. So we're going to break this live into 2 different sections, and don't be scared about 2 sections. That don't mean it's going to be long, but we're going to break the live into 2 different sections. The first section being goals and the second section being purpose. This is all about your lash content. Goals for your lash content and purpose for your lash content. So one of the things that really helped me was thinking about goals for lash content. This became a part of my strategy back in 2022 or 2023. I had just gotten back from a lash con and I was doing a brain dump and trying to get my life together, and this was a rollout into my strategy. And the thought of a content goal came about because I was like, what do I want this stuff to do? Like, I'm writing out the content pillars, which are basically the overhead topics that I want to talk about in my content, and then breaking those pillars down into sub pillars and breaking those sub pillars down into smaller topics so that I had like actual pieces of content or actual content ideas. But I was like, what do I want this stuff to do? And that's where the goals came about. So one of the things that I want you to consider doing when you first start, not when you first start, but when you get ready to make your content, is consider the goal behind it. What do you want it to do? Is your goal to get more followers? Everybody drop in the comments what their goal for their content is. Is the goal to get more followers? Is the goal to get more shares for engagement? Is it to get more people to comment? Is it to get more saves for engagement? Is it to get more lash clients? Like, what are you posting the content for? Knowing the goal that you have for the content or what you want the content to do will help give you some direction and some clarity into your strategy in your process when you're actually creating the content. Not followers, get more bookings. Absolutely. This week, it's only Tuesday. Well, my content this week is, I posted a reel yesterday, but some of the content I'm sharing this week is about how you don't need more lash follower or more followers as a lash artist to get booked. Like, a lot of people really believe that you need to have a big following, but it makes no sense to have a whole bunch of followers if you don't know how to talk to the people that you want to attract. So followers is never the problem. Followers and likes are the least of my concerns when it comes to marketing on social media, especially Instagram. Followers and likes don't matter. What's really important is making sure that you are able to share content with the right people so that your content converts those people into clients as we want. So everybody, okay, so we want bookings are the goal. That's everybody goal on the live. Cool. So with that, when you're creating content, you want to look at your content, the strategy and the recordings that you do and your editing that you do. You want to look at it from a perspective of, does my ideal client want to see this? Does my ideal client need to see this? And if they do, is the way that I'm sharing this or the way that I'm marketing this need, this want, is this attractive to them? Can they relate to it this way? Like, a lot of people in their captions, they sound really, what am I trying to say? Commercial. So like, it just sounds really not like a person, but more like a bigger corporation. And that's okay, because there are a lot of big businesses, but people are booking with people in businesses that they can connect to. So first of all, it's important to understand who your target audience is, but secondly, it's very important for us to know how to create content that actually connects with them, so that they will book. So now that we kind of have a little understanding of goals for content, if you guys have any questions, also drop them in the comments. So from goals, we can now move on to purpose of content, and those are where our three things come into play. So when it comes to thinking about the purpose for content, some people or some marketing educators will use these three things that I'm going to share for their content pillars, but I use content pillars as the main topics that I want to cover for content for clients. Absolutely. That's what we all here for. So So what I use these three things for are purpose. So number one thing that your content should be doing, it should be educating somebody. Your content is for the audience. However, we have to keep in mind that our target audience, our ideal client, they don't know what's happening during their lash service. Like, they know that they're coming in and they're getting lash extensions put on, but they don't know what that process looks like. They're just experiencing it from the feels and the flow of the process. So a really great way to educate your clients is to use educational marketing. And this was one of the things that really set me apart when it came down to content creation, and set me apart when it came down to attracting the type of clients that I wanted. Because not a lot of lash artists, and even still today, and I started this back in 2022, a lot of lash artists still do not use educational marketing to their advantage. People want to know what's happening. We have to keep in mind that we're the experts and not our clients. So everything that we know and everything that we're going through the motions doing, they have no clue what's happening. So the best advice that I've ever received on creating content is, you're already doing the work, just record it. So if your goal or your purpose of the content is to educate, take your process step by step and record it and share those reels, share those pictures to educate your ideal clients on what's going on with their service. One thing that I'm seeing a lot of lash artists do is film their consultation process, and we can see that it's very rehearsed. Like, you're sitting with a mic with your client there. Clients don't know to say some of the stuff that they're saying in these videos. So you definitely want this to be real and not look performative. So if you do want to share what your consultation process looked like, get in front of the camera and you actually talk about it. Like, explain to your client. You can have some B-roll content playing. You could do a voiceover if you don't want to sit in front of the camera and actually talk about this. But get on the camera with your face, with your voice, and talk about what it's like to go through a consultation process with you. When you come in for your lashes, to get your lash service, you don't have to worry about waking up with something that you did not want, were not expecting, because at the beginning of appointments, we get on the same page. I walk you through XYZ, we cover ABC. Put that in your voiceover, in your reel, so that people know what's happening during that process. When they get ready to lay back and you do a lash bath. Okay, a lot of lash artists talk about that lash baths are so important. They make lashes last longer, but why are they so important? How do they make lashes last longer? Explain that as you're showing you doing a lash bath. When you tape down bottom lashes, clients don't... You may think they know why they're getting their bottom lashes taped down, but they may not know why. So it is great to explain to them, like, I'm taping down your bottom lashes so that your eyes aren't glued shut, so that we protect your bottom lashes, on and on and on in your content. Educational content will set you apart, because people want to do the trendy stuff, the really cute stuff, all of the day in the life, and that is totally fine. However, what separates you from them is all of that plus educational content. So the first thing that we talked about regarding purpose of your content, it should be to educate somebody. You are the expert. So you need to be sharing with your target audience expert information that they can understand, receive, and process. One thing that I do want to note that it's always happened, and I did it in the beginning when I was started off as a lash artist. Don't use your educational content to educate other lash artists unless other lash artists is your target audience. If you're not trying to mentor them or get them to take a training or sell your products to them, you don't need to talk to them. I'm not saying you don't want to create community with other lash artists, but your content is supposed to be a dart toward a bullseye. In the center of the bullseye, the target is your target audience or ideal client. And every piece of content or dart that you create and throw should be aimed at that person. And if lash artists are not that person, we ain't talking to them in our content. Is this making sense? We got something down here at the bottom. I'm gonna read it. I've always thought that educational marketing is needed more in this industry. It really is. When I first started doing it, I used to get comments all the time. If I feel like just mindlessly scrolling at some point, I'll send you some of the reels so that you can read the comments. But I used to get comments all the time where people were like, nobody ever talks about this. You're the only lash artist that I've seen explain this. So yeah, it is more needed. And again, you baby, be the one, okay? If you're the only one, be the one. So that's the first thing that we should do with our content in regard to purpose. Number 2, we should entertain. People want to know that you have a personality. Your target audience, ideal clients want to know that there is more to you than you just doing lashes. So it is okay to use the voice scripts or create a, what is it called? Like when you lip sync over a sound. If it is something funny that your target audience will find funny, if it is something that they can relate to, I think that you should absolutely use it and go for it. If you have something that happens with a client that happens to be funny, you can get on I was going to say your story. You can definitely get on the story, but you can get on your story. You can create a reel. You can create a carousel just talking about that experience to engage more of your ideal clients into your personality. With that, I'm not saying show your whole life on Instagram so that they can see you have personality. Like, keep your personal life and your business separate. They just should not merge. You don't need to know what I'm doing on what's today? Tuesday. You don't need to know what I'm doing on a Tuesday night after I get off live and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, this space is for business, and that's what you should keep it as. So definitely make sure that you are doing something to entertain your ideal clients, to engage with them. Now, keep in mind that there is a very fine line between entertainment and disrespect. I said this in the last live, and I've said this so many times, but I'm going to keep saying it. There will always be a sound and or a trend that is going around, and a lot of people are doing it, and it may seem popular. It may seem like a good idea to do, but you have to really consider your audience. Some stuff is only funny to other lash artists because we can relate in a sense, and it's disrespectful to clients. And the example that I love to use is there was a sound that was going around that was like, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. And lash artists were using this sound, like recording a client. Maybe it was staged. Like, I would hope it wasn't like a real appointment, but they were basically record a client like sitting on their phone at the end of the service, and they put that sound on it. Yes, we want our lash clients to look at their lashes, love them, and then go on about their great day so that we can get our next client in, or we can get on out the door to go home. However, what you put out matters. Think about the clients who want to book with you, the clients who have looked at your educational marketing, are laughing at the entertaining posts you put out, and then you put out something like that, and it's just kind of like, ooh. No. So make sure that when you are using entertainment, that it is, again, for your ideal client, not just because it's cool. This person got 11,000 likes on the video. Like, don't do it. All right. And so the third tip that our content should be doing for our lash clients to attract them, the third thing that our lash content should be doing to attract our ideal client is entertain, educate, and encourage them. They're people. They're women. Every woman, first of all, loves a good encouraging message. Every time I see something on Instagram that is encouraging, either it's speaking to a pain point that makes me feel like, ooh, girl, you need to get your life together and get on it. Or if it makes me feel like, I'm doing a great job. Or if it makes me feel like, girl, just keep going, whatever the case may be, I share those things. Or I'll create a piece of content with a trending sound that has a message that I feel is inspirational or encouraging to my ideal clients. I may do a voiceover, or I may create a static post or a carousel, something to make them feel a little better, feel seen, feel heard, feel understood, and that's something that they can relate to. Again, you want to make sure that your content and the goals of your content still, and the purpose that you're using for your content still connects with your ideal client. Like if my ideal client is, I don't know, let's just say they don't have issues. They don't have any problems with feeling confident or sure of themselves or pretty or whatever. Like every day they on 100 and they don't need that. If I'm constantly posting, you can do it, here's some motivation, they're not engaged with that because they are not thinking about that. That's not where they are in their lives. So this is why it is very important to know who your audience is so that you can actually create a brand and create content to market for this specific person. So those are 3 major things that your content should be doing. Every piece of content that you post should be educating, should be entertaining, or it should be encouraging. You don't have to try to mash it all into one post. One thing that really helped me when I first integrated this into my content strategy, I think I said it was 2023, right after that Lash Con. One thing that really helped me was I was on a roll. My goal was to get more followers. It was not to get more Lash clients, okay? So keep that in mind when I share what I did. I was posting 3 times a day, 5 days a week. That was 15 reels a week, 60 reels in a month. No, it was not hard because I had a very clear strategy and plan to follow. If you want that strategy, if you want that plan, I just shared on Instagram today that the Powerhouse Lash Mentorship Program will be relaunching soon. And within that program, honey, I give it all away. I give you everything that you need, everything that I know. I am not a gatekeeper. I mean, I don't gatekeep, period, paid or unpaid. And I say paid because that would, obviously the mentorship is something that we have to be paid for. But my YouTube is full of gems. Instagram, if you watch the stuff or if you read the stuff, it's full of gems. So the mentorship program, there is no gatekeeping, but I will teach that strategy to mentees. But I was creating all of those reels so quickly. And what helped me make sure I was hitting each purpose was one of those 3 reels a day. One was to educate, one was to entertain, and one was to encourage. And what made it so great, all of the topics of the content for each post, it was aligned on the same topic. So I shared in the last live, it takes people at least a minimum of 7 times to see your content, to see your message before they even think, oh, let me go book with her. So all week long, I was hitting those those purposes for my content. And I would do that every day. So for the week, let's say if the topic was on, let's go with a lash bag because that's the first thing that came to my mind. If the topic for my content that week was about lash bags, every single day I had a reel, 1, educating about something related to a lash bath, 2, entertaining about something related to a lash bath, and 3, encouraging. Now, this didn't have to be related to a lash bath, but if I could encourage you to wash your lashes and encourage you to do something else throughout the week, then I did that. So that was something that was really helpful for me, making sure that I I aligned a purpose to each piece of content that I was posting. Now, if your goal is not to get followers, you do not need to post 3 times a day, 5 times a week. You don't have to do all of that. However, what I do want you to make sure that you're doing or consider doing is take those 3 purposes and every 3 pieces of content that you create, make sure that it's doing one of those things. Make sure you have something educating, something entertaining, and something encouraging. And then loop it back around and make sure that it connects with the goals and it is on topic for what it is that you want to share with your target audience. Is this making sense? Somebody say yes. Let me know if y'all have any questions, because this about wraps up my spiel for this evening. And so if you guys have any questions, I am totally happy to I'm happy to answer those. Start a Q&A. Let's see. YouTube is letting me add this little thingy here, so let's see. Start Q&A. Okay, yes, this is making... That was loud. Yes, this is making sense. Sorry, guys. I was checking the camera to see what was going on outside. Okay, any questions about any of it? We first started off the live. I'm going to recap just in case you weren't on here. We first started off the live talking about the goals and purposes of content. You should know the goal of your content. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to get you more followers? Do you want it to get you more clients? Do you want more engagement through likes, shares, comments? Do you want it to sell? Do you want to sell more products? Like, what is the goal of the content that you are creating? And then we connected the goals with purpose. And the purpose of content, meaning everything you post should do one of these 3 things for your ideal client or target audience. And that is, it should educate them, it should entertain them, or it should encourage them. If you have any questions about how to make that happen or any specifics about it, let me know. Drop it in this little, I think y'all can see this little question box thing. Drop it in there or comment it and I'll be happy to answer. And if we don't have any questions, then we'll wrap up. But I'll give it a few minutes just to see if anything comes through. If you have any questions outside of what we talked about today, but it is related to Lash business, Lash content, let me know and I'm happy to answer those as well. I'm gonna give it about another minute or so. How would you start off marketing outside of social media? Beautiful question. First things first, I would get very clear on who it is I am trying to attract. Who is your target audience? Who is your ideal client? If this isn't something that you've thought about, or if it is something that you thought about, I still recommend that you go watch my last live on here, because I give a very detailed breakdown on how to understand your target audience. A lot of people hear it and they think, oh, I already know that. I want people who want luxury experiences and popping lashes, and you don't know nothing about them. You don't know how old they are. You don't know where they live. You don't know what they like to do. You don't know what kind of job they have, if they can afford your services, if they can come during the time that you have availability. So first things first, make sure that you are very clear on who your ideal client is. Secondly, you want to make sure you look like, before you go to do some on-foot marketing, you want to make sure you look like you're a beautypreneur. So how I look right now, I'm not going out to well, maybe I could if I put my other earrings on and did my edges. We could probably go out and market. I got my lashes done. But make sure that you look like you're in the beauty industry. Make sure your lashes are done. If you are a lash artist, Healing on Purpose, I'm not sure what your business might be, but you want to make sure that you look like a representation of your business. You are the brand at this point because you're not on social media. So knowing who your people are, making sure you look like you about your business. And lastly, well, maybe not lastly, but another thing, thirdly, Going to where your ideal clients are. This is super important because I see people all the time. Either I see it out somewhere or I see people like getting content of themselves doing it on social media, and that's putting their cards and their flyers any and everywhere. The gas station, the bread aisle at the store, perm boxes or like relaxers, hair relaxers, relaxer box. Okay, you're a lash artist, great. Relaxer boxes, because you're thinking like people are everywhere. Let me just put them everywhere. And you're wasting your money doing that, because when I'm on the bread aisle, I'm not thinking about your lash business. So this card is going in the trash. When I'm at the gas station, if you don't put something on my car, it's gonna stay on my car until I get home. If it doesn't fly off, then when I get home, I'm gonna get a napkin and take it off and throw it in the trash, because people are just not safe these days, and so you don't know what you're getting. Also at the gas station, baby, I'm trying to get in and get up out of there. I'm not trying to pick your card up at the pump and look what's happening. Look at what you're doing. So think about, where are the women who I want to attract? Where are they at? Out somewhere. So if you are going to market in a store, I strongly recommend go where people are thinking about eyelashes at. Buy the strip lashes, buy the makeup, buy the hair products. I know I say relaxer boxes, but I'm probably not thinking about it by a relaxer. Put it by the nail stuff or by the false lashes or something. But know who your audience is and make sure that you are going where your audience is. If you just happen to be out somewhere and you feel like, oh, this would be a good time to give somebody a card, introduce yourself to them, give them a very genuine compliment on something. Hey, my name is such and such, and I am a lash artist in Duncanville, Texas, and I just wanted to share my card with you in case you or anyone you know are looking for a lash artist, blah, blah, blah. So those are the steps that I would take when it comes to marketing on foot. Let me hop down. How can we get them to engage so that we can turn them into clients, per se, to start a conversation with potential clients? Okay, so Instagram all of these platforms. I always go to Instagram. That's my go-to in response, because that's where all my marketing has been for lash clients. They have a lot of tools that you can use. So your stories, you have to show up in your stories to build some community. They need to see you on there. They need to hear you on there. First of all, who am I booking with if I never see your face, never hear your voice? How do I know if I like you in any regard if I never see you? So make sure that you're showing up and use your stories. So in your stories, you can ask them questions and use polls, use the question box. You can use like it's like this little emoji sticker where you can like put a heart or the heart eyes or any emoji that you want, and they can click on it. All of that counts as engagement. Also in your posts now, in your captions, you can now add polls. I don't know if you can add questions to them, but I know that you can add polls at the end of your captions, making sure that you add a call to action. Drop a fire emoji if blah, blah, blah. Drop I don't know, a sparkly emoji for more information or something like that. But you have to tell them what to do or present them with something to do if you want them to do it. So if you want to know which set they think something is, you post a picture of it on your story, create a poll. Is it a classic, volume, blah, 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 blah. If you want them to just rate something, you can put a poll there. If you have a direct question that you want to ask. And one thing that I've learned while you're trying to build your engagement, from my own personal experience, people respond better to polls than they do questions. Questions take a little more time. You got to probably think about something. You got to type it out. You can see who said it. And even though you can see who voted on a poll, it's just easier to be like, yes, no, maybe so, and go on about your business. So I think that those are great ways to start engaging, to create some engagement on your page with your audience. I just read that. I'm sorry I have to get off for now. This has been good so far. Good luck to everyone. Have a great evening. You have a great evening too. Have the evening that you deserve. I feel that I am called. If y'all have any more questions, just keep dropping them and I'll answer them. I feel that I am called to corporate moms. Ditch the strips and invest in a look that you can wake up to. I think that that's great. However, what makes, and this isn't for you to answer like right now unless you just want to, but think about why corporate moms. Why do you feel like you're called to corporate moms? How old are these corporate moms? Because you can't just say corporate moms are my target audience. Corporate moms who are tired of strips and tired of waking, like, it's just way too vague. Like, how old are these corporate moms, and what kind of corporate job do they have? What are their hours like? When do you want to work? Because if these are corporate ladies, that means that they probably work a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, that kind of schedule. So that means you either have to work early in the mornings and late in the evenings and weekends, which you might not have a problem with, which is great. But if you want to be able to take clients on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock, like, what are they doing during this time? Because everything about them impacts you, impacts your business. So where are these corporate moms located? What do they like to do in their free time? Because I mean, you can't just talk to them all the time at work. You need to be able to connect with them in other ways. And the beautiful thing is you get to create this. So go back and look at that live, the last live that I did, because I break all of this target audience stuff down. And then from there, create your brand on top of that. Like the colors that you use. What colors are attractive to a corporate mom in this age range that you pick? What name for your business makes this corporate mom in the age range that you pick feel like they can connect to your business? You have to make sure that your brand identity makes that mom, that corporate mom, feel like that brand, your brand was created for her, so that you are the most obvious choice to go to for a lash artist. That's what marketing and branding really kind of comes down to. And after you know who your ideal client is through and through, after you have established your brand identity based upon them, then you can go in and you can create content for them that is also on brand for them, that makes them go, I want to book with her. I like her lashes. I like her vibe. I like what they have to be able to connect with you. Marketing is just you trying to create create a relationship, build trust through the internet or in person. It's a lot easier. I don't want to say it's a lot easier to do online, because online, if people follow you, they're seeing your stuff all the time. In person, you might meet a person today and never see them again, unless they book with you. And that absolutely does happen. I know that I'm saying a lot about online because that's what I teach, online marketing, but all of this stuff applies on foot as well, to on foot marketing. Thank you. I'm happy I found you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that I was able to answer your question and that it was helpful. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram as well. My name on Instagram is the same as it is here on YouTube. It's I am T the brand, and that's T with 2 E's. And I'm always dropping and sharing stuff on there. I'm really active in my story on Instagram, so come on over there. Any other questions? Do we have anything else? Anything about marketing? Anything about target audience? Any branding questions? Any content questions? Drop your questions. I'm happy to answer. And I'll give it about a minute or so before we move on. Are you in the Dallas area? Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes, ma'am. I lash in Duncanville, Texas. Are you in Dallas? I'm assuming because you asked. I know I'm called to women 35 to 50 who want an actual customized lash look, not the same extra large, mega volume, trendy look, and I love it, but I don't know how to share that without offending anyone because I don't mean to. Okay, so here's the thing. The way that you can... Okay, first of all, I got to back all the way up. 35 to 50 is wild. That is a wild age range. And it makes marketing so hard when the age range is outside of 3 to 5 years. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't stick to the age range that you have picked for your target audience. But what I do want you to consider is when it's time for you to create content, how are you communicating through one piece of content with the 35-year-old and the 50-year-old? Because I'm 30, my mom is 52, so let's just round us off. Let's say I'm 35 and she's 50. We don't talk the same way. I mean, we do to each other. I mean, okay, yeah, we do. However, comma, in regard to what we're looking for in services, she's probably looking for a different kind of experience. She's probably looking for a different kind of branding that she can connect to than I probably would be. So I'm not saying that you can't market for the range that you have. I just strongly recommend that you do a 3 to 5 year age range. You are going to attract people outside of your age range. You are going to attract people outside of your target audience. But the purpose of a target is so that it is easier to hit. It is narrow. It is small. Think of that bull's eye with the darts. That circle in the middle is little. That's why people be hitting the white and red lines or white and red circles all around it. The aim is too broad and you don't get exactly what you want. So I encourage you just to narrow it down a lot of bit. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. What else do they want? Yeah, they want customized lash looks and they don't want extra long mega volume looks. What are you marketing? Are you marketing short to medium lash looks? Are you marketing custom lash looks? Like, can they see in a before and after picture how this was actually customized? What did it do to complement the client's eye? If they had downturned eyes, did the customization that you share about or that you are sharing about, is it lifting the eyes up? If they have what is it called? I don't want to say, I can't think of the term, but if they have more closed eyes, are you showing a before and after of a it's not a doll set. It is a doll set. It's another name for it too. An open eye mapping to where it opened up the center of their eye to make their eye look, less closed. Like, what are you showing in your content to let your target audience know that you actually customize lash looks? Are you showing mega volume looks? And not saying that you can't do mega volume, but if your goal is to not do mega volume, are you showing styles that you prefer to do? So yeah, I think that's the way to go. You don't have to you don't have to say, oh, I don't do extra long mega volume lashes. You don't have to say that. You can just talk to the person that you want to talk to. Let them know the style of lashes that you do. Because when you start saying, I don't do X, Y, and Z, you're no longer talking to the target audience. You're talking to a bunch of other people. You're letting the people who may like that know, I don't do this. So it's very important that you stay focused on your ideal client. And again, narrowing that age range down will definitely help. Did this make sense? Did I answer your question? I hope that this was helpful. If not, let me know and I can try to go into a little more detail for you. Oh, I need a 101. It's on the way. That's why you should definitely follow me on Instagram. I just shared today in a post that the Powerhouse Lash Mentorship will be relaunching soon, and you can absolutely get that 101. You can, if you're in Dallas, I do offer in-person mentorship trainings or mentorship sessions to my local lash artists. I think the last time that I had two ladies who were in Dallas, I think it was 2023. It was 2023, and we used to have our meetings in person. We would go meet at a Starbucks. We met at the pool at my apartment one time back then. So I'm that kind of mentor. I don't mind meeting in person if it aligns with both of our schedules, for sure. Okay, I see what you mean. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. I hope that it helps. And if you have any other questions, definitely make sure you let me know. Now, also in the meantime, before mentorship relaunches and is open, I have a masterclass where I taught all things marketing and branding for lash artists. I did a deep dive into how to understand your target audience, a deep dive into how to connect your brand identity and your target audience so that you're not saying, I want ladies 45 to 50 years old, but your branding is pink. You got pink everywhere. Them grown women ain't thinking about no pink. That's real childish to them. Lashes by Liz, I know that's not your business name. I just picked it. Lashes by Liz. Okay, that doesn't really ring a bell with a 45 to 50-year-old woman. Like, what I teach you in that masterclass, how to build your brand based off of your ideal client once you've understood them and figured them out. In that masterclass, I teach you how to do social media marketing and create content for that person. So if you are wanting to get that class, the link, I believe the link is in my bio on here, but it's definitely on Instagram, and it is called From Crickets to Clients. And that's what we be hearing. We posting this content, ain't getting no engagement, ain't getting no clients, ain't getting no DMs. Baby, it be real quiet in on the pages with the marketing. But I want to teach lash artists how to go from nothing to full books, whatever full books may look like for you. So that's what that class is for. And then you also have access to me through that class. You get to ask as many questions as you need to ask. You get to rewatch the class as many times as you need to watch it. And when you ask the questions, it is me who's responding to the questions. I'm a one-woman show as of now. I do all of the things in my business as many of us do. So yeah. LOL, I feel old. I'm 39 and I hate the pink and Hello Kitty stuff. So I get it. Absolutely. You have to think about that. Definitely have to think about that in your branding and in when it comes to creating content and marketing. Any other questions? We talked about from crickets to clients. We talked about mentorship coming around soon. We talked about content stuff, marketing stuff. What else we got? Any other questions that you may have about how to grow your clientele? I'm happy to help. Any questions about marketing? Anything? Now I'll give it about another minute before I conclude that we are done. Okay, y'all, I don't see anything else coming through, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this live up. I hope that everything or something that I shared was helpful for you. I hope that it helps make your lash journey a little bit easier. Healing on purpose, I hope to connect with you. I hope that you follow me on Instagram at IamT the brand, and that you DM me so that I know it's you, and that you keep up with all the content and things. And I hope that it's helpful. I look forward to working with you as a mentee very, very soon. Thank you for taking the time to go live. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank all of you for joining so that I wasn't on here talking to myself, because I was going to get on here and talk to myself regardless. But I'm glad that y'all are here, because it definitely makes the experience less lonely and feel more purposeful. Thank you for all the help as always, T. God bless. Same to you, Liz. Thank you for joining. Healing on Purpose. Great. I love to hear it. Okay, y'all. Have the evening that you deserve. Have the rest of the week that you deserve. Do not take this information and just let it sit. Take this information and apply it so that it becomes wisdom. Knowledge without application is just knowledge. We learn and we grow from taking action and doing the things. We get more confidence to do more things when we actually take action. So I'm glad that this was helpful, and I will see y'all in the next one.